is something which was designed to compensate you for the fact that you have to stay on rent, and that's an additional expense that you incur as a part of your employment, and hence that was being given as a deduction to you so that your tax liability reduces to that extent. If you live in your own house, it is very obvious that you are not paying a rent, and as a result of which the HRA that you receive is going to be fully taxable in your hands since you do not have a rent expense. Given the way things have changed, people travel a lot for work. You may belong to a different city, but you may be working in another city. Your hometown and your work town can be two different places. It became a common issue where I would own a house in my hometown, and then if I go and live in a city and I have to take it on rent, then a question arose that can I claim HRA as a deduction because I am staying on rent in spite of owning a house. Here again, after a number of case laws, there has been clarity given by the income tax department, which says that if I have to stay on rent for work purposes, in spite of the fact that I own a house, if I'm staying on rent and actually paying rent, I can claim that as a deduction. So I can own a house in Nagpur, I can be living in Mumbai, and in spite of the fact that I own a house, for the rent that I pay in Mumbai, because my workplace is in Mumbai, I can claim a deduction of HRA. Similarly, even if I'm living in the same city of Bombay, right? If I'm living in Mumbai and I own a house in Borivali, which is the north of Bombay, and my work is actually in, say, Churchgate, which is the extreme south of Bombay, and I take a place on rent which is close to my workplace in the area in and around Churchgate, I can still go ahead and claim a deduction for the rent, because for the purpose of work, I have to take a place on rent. I cannot live at the place where I would actually want to stay, that is my own house. Since I have to take a place on rent, I am incurring a rent expense. I will be compensated. I can claim that as a deduction against the HRA that I receive, and to that extent my HRA is going to be tax-free in my hands.